Welcome back, my little recusants, to another episode of our Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix 100% guide. We've got some gummies to go through, and we're about to unlock the best area in the game for grinding multiple of our forms and our summons. So this area, Agrabah, is going to be a place we're going to be seeing and loading into many a time throughout the playthrough, so I'm absolutely hyped to be unlocking it right now. And as I say, guys, the gummy ship is fine. With this one, it is very, very fast paced, but basically when you're being chased by this, wheel guy, you're going to have to try and shoot the little whack-a-mole section of his sides there. So you either go on the left top or bottom or the right top or bottom, and when you do shoot the little whack-a-mole enough, you stagger the wheel and knock it back so it isn't able to ram into you and you don't lose your HP. This is very dull. I personally, even though it's like going a million miles a second and you feel like you're zooming along, this one feels the most boring, just because it's so hard to even see or find the treasure part of the ships, It's nearly going too fast that you don't really feel like you're able to plan and plot where and how you're going to shoot things, It's not my favourite gummy mission, simply put. And just to show we are weak, we have a massive ray of death shooting X-type monster. We just gotta try our best to dodge roll, keep into the center so we don't get bombarded with frickin' stuff. We get like so many medals that we end up like racketeering up to nearly 6 extra medal levels, which is great. But unfortunately, we get hit, we don't get a good score, but we open the gate, and that's the main thing. We save all the time because this game can crash on a whim, guys, and it's not fun. It's not fun. It's not great. So literally getting our other couple of new ships, we can try the Falcon level 3. And yeah, just the absolute difference in the offensively built ships and the standard versus the defensive. It's unbelievably crazy how different the firepower and the destructive power of these ships are. You just have to basically not get hit and you're going to be well taking out enemies in 1 or 2 seconds of them appearing on the screen. And as I say as well, guys, when it comes to doing the gummy missions, I will wait till the very end of the game, and then I will just specifically have some episodes relating to the gummy ship missions, getting them done properly, getting them done well. That's kind of my plan of action, really. I hope that's okay. I will also have to premise this with, if you are leaving comments being like, no, recusant, show us the gummies as you go or something. I've done a crazy amount of pre-recording. I've just been absolutely in love with Kingdom Hearts 2 at the moment. I've just been playing and playing and playing and playing too much. And I've basically gotten hours and hours and hours ahead. So if you feel like I'm not responding to you guys in like a gameplay way, you're like, listen, I've left loads of comments, I've asked all these different things, I'm not seeing them come to fruition in, you know, the gameplay. It's because they're all done way back in June. Like early June. And I'm just doing a quick turnaround with editing and getting them out to you guys just so the guide is there so you can see the gameplay and follow along, so you're not kind of going, oh, I've like beaten Disney Castle but now I have to wait like weeks and weeks. It's like, no, I'm going to be doing daily uploads, just getting this out to you as quickly as possible, progressing through the worlds as quickly as possible, and what I'm just blessed with is the fact that as I was replaying, it's like critical, yes, as you saw from Pirates of the Caribbean, like it's not as if I'm never going to have situations where I'm getting taken out and having deaths and things, but there was never a point where I was severely roadblocked. And I think the funny thing is that it's more so random encounters and these little sections that I end up dying to with just basic enemies. And yet, like, the boss fights I seem to kind of lock in and not get too badly, get on too badly with the boss fights and things, so just something I noted. But it was just good that I never got kind of roadblocked and then I ended up like having to hit my head against the wall, you know?
Agrabah, we made it!
Gosh, I wonder how Aladdin and Jasmine are doing.
Hey, maybe Riku's with them.
Yeah, I am the king.
Keep dreaming, you two.
Come on, Donald, you were thinking the same thing.
No, I wasn't.
Uh-oh, it's Iago!
Wait, you got me all wrong!
You're Iago, all right.
No, I mean, it's not the old me. I turned over a new feather. I'm legit. No more scams. Promise.
That's your new scam.
You gotta believe me.
Sora, let's go.
I was stuck inside that lamp with Jafar, remember? But I finally escaped. Then some things happened and...
So, free as a bird, huh?
Have fun.
Gosh, fellers, he looks pretty sad.
I want to apologize to Aladdin and Jasmine. Could you guys maybe put in a good word for me?
Sure, we can do that, can't we?
Watch out!
Iago has summoned the Heartless, or has he? This is one of those timed events where Heartless will just keep on spawning until a certain time has passed or you've dropped to a certain number of HP. So this is a great time, as you can see, to kill Heartless and level up our lovely Wisdom form. What Wisdom form really needs is just Sora with like a full stack of ethers or ethers just to like hop in and just spam fires to his heart's content.
Where are they all coming from?
Ah! 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 Hello! Woo! Woo! Ah!
This way!
Ah! Ah! Ah!
Oh, Sora looks so good in blue. Aw, we'd have been goners if Iago hadn't helped us, ain't that right, fellas? I guess we do owe you one. Perfect. But you'll have to win over Aladdin and Jasmine for yourself. Be on your best behavior, got it? Where is Aladdin anyway? I bet she's at the palace. Let's go then. We get another new map. It's fabulous, and because we were kind of forced into an area where people are walking around and our party members can be chatted to, you'll notice that we were reverted out of wisdom form and then given back and refunded our drives. And while this area is totally tranquil from Heartless, we're going to actually run around this big area and collect all of the treasure chests. What you'll also notice, guys, is there's little market stalls around Agrabah, like where that crown is floating above. Because we've gotten the aerial finish ability, we're now able to equip that and we're able to destroy those little stalls. And you might be wondering, recusant, why would we destroy the stalls? They're little jump aids. We're going to be able to get like higher places because they're there. And the reason is because the game's actually also hidden crowns within and treasure chests within certain stalls as well. So, you know, that's not ideal, basically. And you can see this here with the crown around the corner here. It's actually in the stall. And even though I might be like comboing and finishing, it actually requires a finish combo ability to destroy them. So the only finishing combo we have is aerial finish. And with our little like spinny chaos, we're able to break apart and break down these different stalls. Only that one case for the puzzle piece there, but there are going to be other zones that are, you know, filled with much more of those. And we need to break them for either chests or treasure pieces. But with all of those collected, we're going to skedaddle to the palace, check in on Aladdin and Jasmine, see how they're getting on. And I said I might as well do it now while everyone's in that talk mode and the area is peaceful and Heartless free.
Jasmine!
Sora, Donald, Goofy.
Your Majesty.
I never had the chance to thank you for before. You helped Aladdin defeat that awful Jafar and save Agrabah.
All in a day's work. But, it looks like the Heartless are up to no good again. Is there any way we can help you out?
I think we're all right for now.
And you always got Aladdin.
He hasn't been himself lately.
Huh? Is it because of the hotness?
I'm not sure. Usually, he's the same cheerful Aladdin. But sometimes, he just seems sad. He leaves the palace and goes off by himself all the time. I've asked him about it, but he says nothing's wrong. He's gone again today. What if he doesn't come back this time?
Hey, maybe he's got a secret girlfriend. I know. I'll go find out who she is.
Iago! Quick, Sora! Oh, catch him! And I'll warn the guards and everyone in the palace.
That's the thing. Iago's not... Nice move.
Maybe it's something you said. maybe we should go talk to Aladdin. He's gotta be somewhere in town, right?
Good idea. I wonder what he's been doing.
Stop, thief! Hi, Sora. Come back here! If you can't control that furball, put a leash on him. Look, I'm sorry. You should be ashamed of yourself, Abu. No hard feelings? Abu? Hey guys, sorry about earlier. I was kinda in a hurry.
What happened?
You know Abu, he couldn't keep his paws off that lamp. No talking your way out of this one.
So then the TLDR here, guys, is like Aladdin's like, what? Who's saying I'm like acting weird? And it's like Jasmine is, and it's like, you're never around the palace, you're super distant. And then Donald's just a little chaos gremlin being like, do you have a new girlfriend? And then then Aladdin's just like, yeah, I just find the palace too like constricting, I don't really see people. This particular still is haunted, Sora's face is cursed, oh my god. And he just finds the day-to-day really mundane, and like he misses Genie and all that jazz. And he's like, I'd rather be out in the bazaar, meet new people, have a bit of chaos, have a bit of, you know, shaking up of the routine. And then we discover that that little peddler guy, he actually has Jafar's genie lamp, and that is pure chaos. We do not want that at all. Abu was like, that's what I was trying to rob. Y'all being so horrible to me. Nobody trusts the animal sidekicks. Super duper annoying. Now with a new Disney party member comes a new limit. Aladdin's trick fantasy is there, and I'm going to just activate his auto limit just so we can use his limit. So it's logged into the diary, says into the journal, into Jiminy's journal. And that's another, you know, limit checked off our list. And I am going to be equipping Goofy's teamwork limit, because again, we have Sora's Trinity limit, and we actually have 2 different limits for both Donald and Goofy. So that's 5 limits for just our initial group. And the reality is, we can very quickly forget about the Disney characters by just not having them in the party. So like as soon as they arrive, that's the same I did with Jack. I was like, let's just use their limits so it's logged. Because I forgot to do it with the Beast. So I was like, I know I'm going to be going back and collecting Beast when I do a return visit to Beast Castle, but just something to be aware of.
Goofy, come on!
And as you can see, Goofy's knock smash limit comes up as well. Is there any way we could buy that lamp from you? Of course it is, if you can afford it. No worries. Yeah, we can pay you in royal treasure. Donald! Might I be able to introduce you in another fine lamp? No, that's the one we need. Ah, well, perhaps I can be persuaded if you bring me a treasure beyond even my imagining. Something fit for a sultan. So Donald has now screwed us over. And then Donald's like, just take your girlfriend's treasure from the palace vault. And then he's like, I don't want to worry Jasmine over Jafar potentially being, you know, released. And then Iago does have the admittedly bright idea of going to the Cave of Wonders to collect a treasure. And yeah, we're going to be going to the Cave of Wonders. Much smaller in Kingdom Hearts 2. I loved the Cave of Wonders in Kingdom Hearts 1. It just felt so expansive, felt so maze-like. And they do strip down the Cave of Wonders into a corridor, which makes me a bit upset, I'll be honest. Like, not incredibly upset, but just it isn't great. It's not the best thing. Also, should I have a counter for every time that I accidentally use a potion when I need to just use like a spell? But I'm like, oh, my key bindings, I've mixed them up. But as you can see, this area is full to the brim with those, you know, bizarre stalls. So we're gonna just try our best to quickly get rid of all these Heartless to get some good Wisdom Form experience. We're going down towards 0, and what you guys will remember is in the peddler shop, that zone had people around to talk to, and outside the palace gates we have a place where people can all talk to us, and so we can get our drive refunded without even having to leave the world. Another super handy trick. And now they've gone on, we can go back and see, okay, the zone previous, so that big bazaar market, that has about 6 or 7 treasures because we've collected the next zone's treasure, and now we have our capstone for what should be in the bazaar in Agrabah. So 1, 2, 3, and then we start our demolition. But pretty much, guys, we're gonna cut off the episode here before we reach the Cave of Wonders, because the Cave of Wonders is just a couple of combat challenges, and then we hit the world boss. So the worlds are, I feel, a little bit shorter. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. Feel free to comment on that in the comments.
Back off. Back off.
But there isn't, I feel, as much to be missed.
Take this.
Like, none of the treasure chests are in like high jumpable places. There's no kind of Dalmatians or anything, which like makes the treasure chests like really, you know, other than that. Sorry, you do have to collect every treasure chest, but the treasure chests are just around the place. So if you just run around and make sure you collect them all, you're not going to be missing out on much. And as I said in previous episodes, I'm going to be fast forwarding my way through the journal, because like that, anytime I kind of get a couple of puzzle pieces, I'm going to be going in and just getting rid of all the news, getting rid of the puzzle pieces. So I just figured if you guys would be bored of seeing that all the time, so at least I put it on 2x speed. You're still seeing what I'm looking at, you're still seeing the state of my game in comparison to yours if you're playing along. But yeah, as I say, Aladdin's new limit, everything else. And then there's just one more treasure around the corner here, and that's everything from before the Cave of Wonders. But I've been the RPG Recusant. This has been another episode of our Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix 100% Guide. I hope you guys are enjoying the series so far, and I hope you have a continued wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on when you decide to sit down and watch this episode. We're going to just leave the palace walls and collect one final treasure chest, and that's going to be the episode. Have a good one.